The saddest thing is, had you pulled into the parking lot of King Soopers that day without a gun, gotten out of your car, and instead screamed, "I need help," my father would have been the first one at your side.
Powerful words from the daughter of Kevin Mahoney speaking in court on the day of the King Soopers shooting verdict. Mahoney died the day of the shooting in March 2021. And this brings up such an important conversation about asking for help when your mental health is suffering.
That's right. Joining us now is Jeff Johnson with Connectional Health Counseling. So first and foremost, I'm so happy that you're here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. As someone that has suffered from mental health issues, we can't talk about it enough. So what is the ongoing stigma around mental health, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think, the tragedy that happened in Boulder 3 years ago really kind of brought to light the ongoing stigma that's attached to mental health. I followed the events very closely and heard from the family of the defendant there, and they spoke very candid about, the warning signs and the red flags that they saw from the defendant there. And I think that speaks volumes to the ongoing stigma that's attached to mental health, the fear of asking for help, the concern of how that's going to impact my life, my relationships, my employment. Unfortunately, I think it's continued. I think we've made progress, but I think there's still a lot of progress to be made.
Yeah, especially in certain communities where I feel like the stigma is even greater.
Absolutely.
But, I do want to ask you, what are the challenges? Because it seems like asking for help is the first hurdle, the hardest one. What are the biggest challenges that you see when it comes to just asking?
I think it's being comfortable with simply asking and finding someone that you feel comfortable working with. With the Connectional Health Counseling, we're out here trying to decrease the stigma and offer support and care to those who may be a little bit nervous, wanting to take that initial step and ask for help and don't feel comfortable doing so. I think it's trying to create some normalcy around it and being comfortable just having a conversation. At Connection Health Counseling, we talk a lot about, the difference. Is there a difference between medical care and mental health care? And really, we want to say no. If you have something medically wrong, you're probably going to be more comfortable seeking out and asking for help. We want to help that be the same with the mental health component. So I think it's initially just having that conversation, finding someone you trust, finding someone you feel comfortable with, and asking for help and having a conversation about it.
I'm so happy you said that. One of my favorite sayings when talking about mental health is to treat above the neck like you would below the neck. If
Absolutely.
you were to break your ankle, you go right to the hospital. But when something is not working right in our brain, for some reason, we don't feel the need to go get help, or we somehow explain it away. So I think that's really important that you brought that up. So what are some of the ways that we can best support our family, our friends, in encouraging them to get help?
Yeah, I think if we, see some of those warning signs and we recognize our family, our friends struggling with any sort of mental illness, we encourage them. We go along with them. We offer to be a support to them, and we, let them know that it's okay to ask for help. I love the video, of the individual, saying, "I wish the intruder would have just gone in there and simply said, 'I need help,' rather than doing what he did," because I think there are a lot of people in the world and society and Colorado as a whole that are willing to help and willing to support those individuals. We say we want to help and we want to do everything we can. We just need you to ask for our help.
Because the resources are out there.
The resources are out there.
I know.
Absolutely.
It takes a community. Thank you so much,
does.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you. And remember, there's always help out there. You are not alone. Connectional Health is available for those seeking support. You can find them on connectionalhealth.org.